FM.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. The voice of the Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpa at tama. Buhay atin sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugo, todo sa kayod, tunong at tulong. Lipad na Blue Eagle, galing hiding at tigil.
Rejoice, refresh, renew, and reflect. Join us for an hour of music that uplifts the soul. Listen to your favorite Jesuit Music Ministry artists. This is JMM Radio. JMM Radio. Get your day's dose of inspirational music. Tune in to JMM Radio every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
No greater love. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to JMM Radio, the official radio program of the Jesuit Music Ministry. Ako po si Lester Mendiola. And
At ako naman po si Justin Portino ng Radyo Katipunan, of course. Yes.
Yes. Ano nangyayari? Okay. Ayan po, we're coming into you live on Facebook at Radyo Katipunan. Apparently, Facebook did some updates and cross-posting. That's why we're not cross-posting to the usual pages that we have. But we've shared the link on the Jesuit Music Ministry Facebook page, Himig Jesuita, and other pages. And we're also live on, are we on YouTube, Justin? Radyo Katipunan?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Sorry guys,
Right.
grabe. Hindi na naman nagpasabi si Paring Mark.
Hello, paring
Na
Mark.
magkakaroon siya ng mga ganitong
What's up?
update.
Walang update. Walang notification na nagaganap. Okay, anyway.
Abiso. Wala man
Yes.
lang abiso.
Anyway,
That's correct. Ayan.
let's continue because we have a very special guest tonight. Pero bago yon, Justin, no? Nais ko lang batiin ang ating mga sarili dahil sa March 17 ay anibersaryo na ng ating lockdown. Ayan. So,
Okay, congratulations sa ating lahat na nakaabot sa finish line. Finish line talaga.
Nawa
Oo,
ay sa mga panahon nito na kayo ay nanonood ng aming programa, kayo ay malusog, COVID-free, buhay, ano pa ba? Masaya, ano pa ba? Busog. Busog talaga. Anyway, anniversary din ng kung ano-anong mga pakulo natin nung nagsimula ang ECQ. So, anniversary ng yung gumagawa dyan ng dalgona coffee na napakapait actually. At mga nagbe-bake ng ube cheese pandesal. At saka, ano pa ba yung mga pakulo natin? No? Baked sushi.
Ang sarap.
Yan, baked sushi. At ang mga nagsimulang magtanim at mag-alaga ng mga halaman simula nung mag-ECQ. Ayan, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Happy anniversary. Happy ba yun? Happy? Anyway, ang magandang balita dyan ay nagsimula na ang vaccination sa ating mga frontliners. So, nawa po ay patuloy yung ating efforts for vaccination, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga frontliners at sa ating mga vulnerable members of the society. Although hindi pa yata nagsimula yun, no? Yung para sa mga vulnerable members of the society. Anyway, ngayong gabi, ang ating topic ay tungkol sa ating, dahil panahon ng Kwaresma, ay tungkol sa ating Lent playlist. So, kung mamarapatin po ninyo, i-share po ninyo sa amin kung ano ang inyong go-to song ngayong panahon ng Kwaresma. Ayan, ilagay po ninyo sa comment section ng ating Facebook feed o kung saan man kayo nanonood ngayong gabi.
Oo, of course. At para ma-curate din natin yung mga favorite nilang songs in one Lenten playlist that we can perhaps put up in our Spotify playlists, no, na kung saan makikita of course ang ating mga musika.
Correct.
And speaking of course you can find our music in our digital music platforms at Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon Music, Deezer, and YouTube Music.
Yes, all right. So speaking of music, last week we actually released a new single from the Jesuit Music Ministry. Ayan, Zoom is telling me your internet is unstable. I hope malinaw po ang reception ko sa inyo. So going back last Friday, we released a new single which is ang title niya ay Against the Wind. It's not really for Lent, pero I would say that it's a very good reflection song. So ngayong gabi ay mayroon tayong panauhin, Justin, na magbabahagi sa atin ng kanyang journey bilang isang musician. Papakilala ko muna siya, no? Siya ay isang award singer, actor, award-winning singer, actor at songwriter. At siya ay nagsimula sa teatro. Eventually, he landed the role of Rolf in Resorts World Manila's The Sound of Music. Wow. Tapos he also played Toby in Repertory Philippines' Sweeney Todd. Ayan. Ay, ibang klase pala tong guest natin, no?
Bigatin.
He earned the Best Featured Actor in a Musical Nod by PhilStage Gawad Buhay in 2010. And then he also appeared on television, starring as mainstay in ABS-CBN Foundation's Apple. Uy, parang napapanood ko ito dati, yung Apple. Siya si Tino doon. And he's a product endorser for V-Fresh. Oy, baka naman V-Fresh. In 2011. He sang the theme song for TV5's Mga Nagbabagang Bulaklak. Ayun.
Wow.
And
parang sige, go.
As a singer, he released 2 albums under Viva Records. The first, his self-titled debut album, earned him a certified gold record status where he was nominated for an Aliw Award as Best New Artist. Tapos his second album, Sigaw ng Puso Ko, showcased his songwriting prowess through the song Ayoko Na, which stayed on several top 10 radio charts for months. And then he had some songs dun sa CMMA awardee for Best Musical Album, Best Inspirational Album, which is chosen under the mentorship of Father Johnny Go SJ. And then right now, he's teaching as a senior high school social science teacher in Xavier School, Nuvali. And friends, please welcome our guest for tonight, Mr. Marvin O.
Ayan. Good afternoon today. Good evening. Good evening, Sir Marvin.
Good evening po, Sir Les and Sir Justin. I hope everybody is safe. I hope everybody is having a good time relaxing at home listening to us. Thank you for the opportunity po for guesting me here in your program. Napakalaki karangalan po.
The pleasure is ours, Sir Marvin.
Oo.
Bata ko sir ng sir kasi
ng mga estudyante.
Ano yan, Sir Les?
Anong tawag sa'yo ng mga estudyante mo?
Mr. Ong. Actually, may estudyante ako na online ngayon. Andito nanonood siya. So,
hello.
Si Patrick Bernabe, Hello, Patrick. At
hello, Patrick.
Hello. Ayan, ako sisikat na nasa baka dadumami ang ating mga viewers ngayong gabi dahil kasama natin si Mr. Ong mula sa sa kanilang social science class. Ayan. Anyway, ayan, sige, usapin na natin si Marvin ngayon. Of course, siya po ang ating JMM Artist Spotlight tonight. Ayan, yes. Sige. Go ahead, Les. Ano ba mga gusto nating malaman ngayon sa ating panahon?
So, kanina nabanggit natin doon sa when we were introducing Marvin that he used to be in the mainstream media, no? What brought you to Marvin in performing and composing unmainstream? Yun ba yung term? Religious music. Ayan, religious music na lang. Spiritual music.
Siguro sir, maybe I'll start from the beginning. So I've always loved music when I was even when I was young. No? So I started off in theater, fell in love with that. The only thing I really wanted to do after school was ayoko na nga mag-school eh. Parang gusto ko, sige, mag-acting na lang ako or kaya kumanta na lang ako. So that was my goal in life, was to make a living through music. But I never got the chance to write anything up until siguro when I was already going to college, ending my high school life, going to college, started writing these very simple melodies for mga puppy love songs, mga ganyan, no? So,
Wow, okay.
doon ako nagsimula. Tapos, parang I realized, I have some sort of musical sensibility. Parang I know how something should sound like. That parang it was a sense na, okay, I know what something good sounds like. And I just put it in a corner. I continued with my acting, with my singing, but I never really paid attention to songwriting until when I got into the mainstream scene. My second album, we were trying to look for more material. And parang I got tired of doing covers. So I said, sige, let's try writing something. So I wrote one of the songs, at least at the carrier single of that album. And then I wrote even more, and I started writing. They encouraged me to write. No? My producers encouraged me to write. And as they were encouraging me, dun ko na-discover na ang lawak pala ng pwede kong i-explore in terms of themes, in terms of sound, in terms of emotion. So, dun ko nalaman na, okay, medyo parang nagugustuhan ko tong songwriting. And so, I started writing for different people. I started writing for other artists in my record company at that time. And also for certain events, corporate, ganyan. And I then started to go into teaching. There was an episode in my life na I wanted to take a break from mainstream singing. And sabi ko, parang the best thing to do is to just settle down far away from Manila, where I am right now. I'm in Nuvali in Laguna, and I found a school that I currently call home. So Xavier School Nuvali. And nung nandun na ako, I found my safe space. I found my peaceful space. Sabi ko, this is also something to write about. This journey out of the city into a new life, the peacefulness of this place, the safety of this place, the place I call home. And that's how the song came about. No? Just reflecting on my personal experience where, and after a few years, na-realize ko, you know what? I think people who go on journeys and on missions also have the same experience as I do. So, nakakatuwa na nakaka-resonate yung kantang ito sa maraming tao, sa maraming mga taong napalayo dahil kailangan nilang pumunta doon dahil merong mission, or napalayo sa pamilya nila dahil kailangan nilang magtrabaho sa isang malayong lugar. At sa mga taong merong pagsubok sa buhay. That's what I felt was really the appeal of the song. More than something, kasi before, di ba, sir, I was really songwriting for professionally, no? Now it's more about I want to lead people to reflection. And I think the song, at least for me and for some of my friends who've heard it, and hopefully for some people who will hear it today, they will also be led to reflection.
So for you, it's like parang it's a retreat of sorts from doing commercial work to now, parang this is your form of retreat, parang ganun ba?
Yes, Sir Justin, kasi parang in before the pandemic, life was also quite hectic. Even if you say I'm in the province, even if you say I'm in a very suburban area, hindi ganun kabilis yung buhay. The pressures of daily life really keep mounting. And not only that, of course, you have your personal problems, you have your personal issues. It's a song I've always come back to when I need quiet space, when I need to remember that amidst all of the trials, merong constant presence na nandun. And you can say it's It's a retreat. It is a recollection. It is something that makes me feel loved, something that makes me feel safe. And that's and I hope that will resonate also with other people who listen to this song.
Okay.
I'm curious, how different is it to write a song that is more
Mainstream, no?
spiritual compared to mainstream? Is there a difference in the process?
Good question, sir. Kasi honestly, I've always been a fan of JMM music ever since. No, I've studied in a Jesuit school, also in grade school, in primary school, grade school, high school, and I've been hearing every time naman, in all masses, in all recollections, in all activities that we have, it's always Jesuit Music Ministry music, and I kind of grew up with that sound, knowing that that sound made me reflect. That sound made me feel a connection with the divine, no? And parang I always associated that kind of sound with the JMM sound, with reflective music. On the other hand, when I think about pop songs, when I think about mga contemporary popular music that I do professionally, it's always the sound of the times that I kind of get my inspirations from. When I was very active in professional songwriting, that was the time when all of these singer-songwriters started to come out eh. So mga and dun ko kinuha yung ideas, dun ko rin kinuha yung inspirations. And as that period of time matured, ngayon you can see all of these. Actually, most of our Filipino music right now is original Filipino music talaga, no? And from that generation, where I got my inspirations from in writing popular music, now they're the big names. Ben and Ben, you have people like Davy Langit, no? Who constantly write, and who I grew up with, no, when I was in the industry. Now the difference between both of them, musically, it's still music, right? It's still the same structures that you play around with. It's just, I think, the feel, the message, the mood, and the intention. That's the difference between all of them. What are you writing for? Who are you writing for? Why are you writing this song? So for professional writing, maybe it's I want this song to be popular. I want this song to be loved by people because it sounds good to the ear, and it's a good song to put on radio. When you go to inspirational music, it's not that anymore. It's more about, what do I have to say? What do I want to say? What do I want to lead people to feel? Why am I writing this one? Is there something deep in my heart that I want other people to know as well and to share with me? So I think it's really the intention that differs. It's both music, but it's really, bakit mo ginagawa? Bakit mo sinusulat yung awiting yun?
Ang ganda nung sinabi mo about intention, Marvin. No? I think it really makes a lot of difference when listeners get to hear music. Parang they are, ewan ko parang, kasi for me, parang I get transported to a different dimension. And sometimes it's not really the intention of the songwriter, pero I guess that's what music does to us.
Actually, it's a grace, you know. It's like a form of a grace na parang music actually really touches you, you know, and touches the heart. Yun. Kahit na hindi yun yung intention talaga, but if it's really there, if the spirit is there, the grace of the music is there, parang it will really touch you. So yun. Okay, anyway, let's walk back a little bit in your younger years, no, siguro, yung saan mo ba nahanap itong talent mo on writing? Was it really parang something that started in you as at a young age, or did you actually have any formal training of sorts?
Sir Justin, actually, I did not have any formal training. Hindi ako aral. If you put it technically, hindi ako aral sa pagsusulat ng awit, no? I did not go to a conservatory. I am weak actually in music theory. But from the songwriting sessions, for example, that I've given my students, it's always been, what kind of music did you grow up with? What kind of music do you listen to? It's those things that you listen to and you grow up with that will eventually influence how you write your songs. And in my case, when I was young, I grew up in a very musical household. No? Both my parents were avid music fans. I even think my dad was part of a choir or something like that. I don't even remember. But there's constantly music, whether in the car, whether in the house. And at least in my case, it was always the standards. It was always the classics that was playing, no? And doon ko nakuha siguro yung inspiration ng tunog ko, both as a singer and eventually as a songwriter. Songs na, yes, you could call old-fashioned, pero I'd like to think I at least yung pangarap ko is makasulat ng something na timeless. Kasi yung mga pinapakinggan ng mga magulang ko, hanggang ngayon naman, kilala pa rin sila. Example, the Carpenters or the Beatles. No? You could call them old-fashioned or classic, but their songs are timeless. And I think, as songwriters, yun naman po talaga yung pangarap ng bawat songwriter, na hindi mamatay yung kanilang awit, na mag-endure at mabuhay sa mga puso ng mga tao na nakinig sa awiting ito, pero na hindi tumigil ang pagtugtog ng awiting ito. And yun, hanggang ngayon, yun pa rin yung aking pangarap. Hindi nga lang sa professional, not working for a company anymore, but rather personal and spiritual. That it leads, as I said a while ago, it leads people to prayer and reflection. That's more than enough. That's really all I want naman with the songs I'm writing now.
Ayun.
In your life, Marvin, as a musician, ano yung most memorable collaborations that you had? You mentioned you have written songs for other persons, for other artists. Ano yung tumatak sa'yo na collaboration?
Siguro, sir, yung pinaka-recent ko na collaboration with Father Johnny. No? There's this musical, actually, sana matuloy, pero syempre pandemic. No? There's this musical that he dreamed up. It's a play that he dreamed up called Chosen. And out of the blue, he just asked me if I wanted to collaborate writing with him. And it was the first time in my life where I wasn't writing the words. Because usually, as a songwriter, you write both words and music together. And that's why it becomes personal. It's because tunog mo yon, puso mo yon, isip mo yon, nilagay mo dun sa isang awitin. Ngayon, pag binigyan ka ng letra, pag binigyan ka ng lyrics, sino mag-a-adjust? Diba? Ikaw ba or siya? Parang ganon. There's always this balancing act that you have to do. And dun ko natutunan kung paano mag-adjust, but at the same time, kung paano umalis dun sa aking comfort zone. Kasi madaling magsulat, Sir Les and Sir Justin, pag nasa comfort zone ka dahil ikaw lang mag-isa, you don't have to think about other people. Your sound is your sound. I don't care if anybody likes it or hates it. It's mine. No? But when you're working with somebody and that somebody feels that this project is a passion project, And for that person, songwriting is just as important as it is for you. There is a challenge there, you know. How do you meet halfway, and how do you give each other the space to say what you want?
Mm-hmm.
Kasi hindi na lang ikaw, sir. So, dalawa na kayo. And so, that was a challenge for me. And in addition to that, sabi ko kanina, sir, I've always been writing standards, classics, ganyan. And suddenly, Father Johnny tells me, can you write a rap? And parang, okay, wait lang. Medyo hindi ko feel yon. So, I started to listen to rap music. And thankfully, during that time, napakasikat ng Hamilton. Up to today, sikat pa rin yung Hamilton. Those were some of our inspirations. And then sabi niya, can you write dance music? And this dance music isn't, it's not for angels. It's actually for the devil. Sabi niya, it's a song, The Devil in the Musical. Okay, so that's another challenge.
What's that song again?
Throwback Thursday
Thursday.
Oo, na kinanta ni Casey Tandingan, who is now of course yung ating representative sa Disney sa kanyang song sa Raya, 'di ba? So ayun, so nakakatuwa lang na yung breadth ng genres na rating ko, as well as yung hindi ko salita nalagyan ko ng musika. Kaya napaka-memorable po sa akin nun.
So, dahil you mentioned your collaboration with Father Johnny, i-plug ko lang yung album that Marvin is talking about. It's Chosen. The album can be found on all digital music platforms. And then if you go to our Spotify account, that's JustComPH, there's a particular playlist there. Ang title niya, Chosen. So nandun yung mga songs that Marvin has written with Father Johnny Go SJ and other Jesuit composers. Actually, there are songs by Father Arnel and Father Mandoling in that album as well. And hopefully, Marvin, sana maging siya, musical in the future. Mas stage natin yung Chosen.
Actually, sir, I think nagkaroon na ng reading, pero online, syempre. So,
meron na bang script?
Merong working script, sir.
Are you part of the, will you be
part of the cast?
Part of the cast?
Well, Father threw that idea my way a long time ago. So, I'm not sure if that's still in the plan. But I would love to be part of it, not only as a songwriter but also as an actor, since that's really where I came from. But let's see what's in the cards. Up to now, hindi natin alam kung kailan ba matatapos tong pandemic na ito. So sana matapos na para sulat pa tayo ng mas marami at makapag-perform.
Correct. Okay. May connection din kay Father Johnny, yung bagong awit, which is Against the Wind. Would you like to share with us? Marami di ba pinag-uusapan natin yung awit the past couple of months actually when you were planning to release it. Can you share with us background about the song? Initially, what we know is that it's inspired by the depiction of Saint Ignatius of Loyola walking against the wind. So nakita niyo po yung album art cover natin, Saint Ignatius walking against the wind. But can you share with us more information about that song?
Sige, sir. Shout out muna sa mga nakikinig. Hello. Sir Ferdy, kasama ko sa Viva before. Students ko and my co-teachers are also here from Xavier School Valley. So, sige. So, how did the song come about? When I transferred to Nuvali from the city, so Nuvali is really a suburban area, suburban town. At that time, in 2014, sir, wala talagang kahit ano dito. Wala talagang kahit ano. There was no movie house. There was no mall. There was nothing. So the only thing that could really occupy you was to reflect, was to walk around, reflect, look at the statues, look at the fields. And that specific statue caught my eye. So that the depiction of that statue is, the original depiction of that statue is, tama po kayo, si Saint Ignatius walking against the wind. No? We know that he was not only a missionary but also a visionary. No? So he walked against literal winds but also figurative winds. No? His way of praying, his way of reflecting was very controversial at that time. So he really went against the grain. And so that statue was a reminder of sorts of that struggle. And according to our principal, si Mrs. Arlene Chu, that statue wasn't even supposed to be there in the first place. They were asking, so ano na, we have so much space, can we put something else here? And Father Johnny suddenly thought about the original statue, which is in Belgium. Let's copy that statue and let's make our own version of that. And he put it in school. And our version, even though it's patterned against Saint Ignatius of Loyola walking against the wind, the difference with our statue is the face of the statue is not Saint Ignatius of Loyola. Rather, the younger face of one of our founders of Xavier School, Nuvali.
Okay.
Now, very interesting po kasi yung story nung founders ng paaralan namin. And really, the three Filipino-Chinese Jesuit, the four Filipino-Chinese Jesuit schools in the Philippines, namely Xavier School San Juan, Xavier School Nuvali, Ateneo de Cebu, at Ateneo de Iloilo. So these are schools founded by the Chinese Jesuits in the Chinese mission. So nangyari po sa kanila, just to give a historical background, noong 1950s po, nung naging komunista po ang China, pinatapon po sila kasi bawal po ang reliyon ng mga panahon na yon. Hindi nila alam kung saan po sila pupunta, kaya ang pinakamalapit na Jesuit province po doon ang Jesuit province ng Pilipinas. Inadopt po sila ng Philippine Jesuit province. At in their minds, hindi patapos yung mission nila. Hindi nila nagawa, hindi nila natapos yung mission nila. Kaya sabi nila, kung hindi kami makakapag-evangelize ng mga Chino sa China, mag-evangelize kami ng Chino dito sa Pilipinas. At doon lumabas yung Xavier School, doon lumabas yung Sacred Heart School for Boys sa Cebu, at doon din lumabas ang Santa Maria Catholic School sa Iloilo, na ngayon ay mga Ateneos at mga Xaviers na. And it's that story that really inspired the song. Sa lahat ng sa ating pangarap na gustong abutin, kahit anong pangarap man yon, paano kung napakahirap makamit yung pangarap na yon? Paano kung merong balakid sa pangarap na yon? Paano kung napakahirap at napakaraming obstacles ang kailangan mong daanan papunta doon? Ano yung isang bagay sa lahat ng mga siguro? Ano ang bagay na sigurado? At yung sigurado, at least sa paniniwala ko at sa paniniwala ng mga Jesuita na nag-found ng mga schools na ito, at sa paniniwala ng mga taong alam na merong presensya doon palagi. Ang presence na nandun, 24/7, anytime, any time of the day, anywhere, is God's presence that helps you, pushes you, makes you rise up after you fall. And doon ko nakuha yung ideya ng awiting yon, in addition to the same sentiment that Father Johnny Go's homily had. So kinuha ko yung some of the words, I got it from his homily, some of the words I got it from my own personal story, and some of the ideas I got from the story I just told you about these Jesuits who were expelled from China. So, yun po. So, napaka-busog nung origins nung awiting ito.
Alright. And dahil dyan, we're actually having is this a sneak peek or is this already the full video? Tama ba, Les?
That's an official lyric video.
Okay. So, we'll get to watch for the very first time the lyric video of this newly released single by Marvin, which is of course as mentioned, entitled "Against the Wind." Ayan. So pakinggan po natin ang lyric video na ito. Of course, please don't go away. We'll be right back only here on JMM Radio.
Against the wind, I find myself. No more turning back now. I am here into the gale. I carry on, facing the unknown. I am strong. I close my eyes and hope I can fly, knowing the wind will carry me towards the sky. Lift me up, push me through until I find my way to you. Be with me, hold my hand. I am yours to command. If I fall, hold me near, shield me from my deepest fear, and let me stand again against the wind. Into the storm I soldier on, until the task before me now is done. No matter how the winds may be, I will find your presence bracing me, breaking the mold out here in the cold, trusting that in the darkness I'll have you to hold. Lift me up, push me through until I find my way to you. Be with me, hold my hand. I am yours to command. If I fall, hold me near, shield me from my deepest fear, and let me stand again against the wind. My only dream is for all to know you, who in the wind I find. So give me strength to see hold our hand again against the wind.
You have just heard a song from the Jesuit Music Ministry. Follow JustCom PH on Spotify and JustCom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Okay, and we are back. You just watched the official lyric video of our newest single by Marvin O. Ang title po niya ay Against the Wind. We will be releasing that music video in our YouTube channel, JustCom Music, this Friday. So watch out for that.
Yes. And it's
Ganda ng kanta, no?
it's a very inspiring song. Narinig ko it's very, very nice. Bagay na bagay pang reflection song, especially now during the Lenten season. So, ayan. So, i-add nyo yan. Make sure to add it in your Lenten playlist when you have one, no? If you have one. But if not, then of course, we will be including that in our own Lenten playlist in our digital music platform. So watch out for that. Yeah. And speaking of, di ba, sabi nga po namin kanina, please do share any song that you'd like to be added in your own My Lenten playlist. And we will be adding that soon, of course, when with your choice of music. Yeah. So comment it up lang po, or comment it down below. Ano ba? Basta comment nyo lang.
Comment sa Facebook. Sa Facebook feed natin. Yes.
Yes, correct. Okay. At of course, we are still with our guest for tonight, si Marvin Ong, award-winning songwriter and of course, a current teacher of social sciences in Nuvali, Xavier Nuvali. Ayan. Okay, yes. That's may mga tanong pa tayo from, I believe we have some phone-in questions from our
Meron tayong mga phone-in questions.
Phone-in talaga Oo.
Meron ba tayong telephone operator dito?
Ayan.
Okay. Ang question, ano daw, since you are a teacher, Sir Marvin, what is your message to teachers that are parang they are walking against the wind, 'di ba? Kasi ang hirap magturo sa panahon ngayon, no? Being a teacher yourself, what is your message to your fellow teachers?
First of all, I would like to say hi to my fellow teachers who are here also. So si Teacher Ina nandito, sino pa ba? So I'm checking the feed. Si Nanay Ivy andito. Sino pa ba?
Wow.
Si Monet.
Mukhang full support ang Xavier Nuvali ngayong gabi.
Ayun. Si Remy andito rin. But yeah, so I think all of the teachers listening now and all of the ones who are teaching through the online platform will really say that we are really walking against the wind. No? Napakahirap magturo sa screen kung saan ang nakikita mo lang ay mga profile picture o kaya black screen, cams off, tapos 30 kayo doon pero ni isa walang sumasagot. So napakahirap ng ganon. Parang very impersonal. In addition to that, wala pang boundary ng bahay at trabaho dahil sa bahay ka nagtuturo, no? So marami pang nagsasabi na dapat mas mababa ang aming salary kasi hindi naman kami pumapasok ng school. So parang madali lang yung buhay namin. Kunyari nasa bahay lang kami, parang gano'n. But really, it's twice the work or thrice the work. And ang hirap mag-adjust lalo na kung ang buhay mo for the entirety of your teaching life is to have somebody in front of you. Now it's just a computer. And so siguro my message to all educators and even students, no, Um, embrace this moment. Remember this moment. Because all of the struggles, all of the trials, all of the fears, and all of the difficulties that you might have, whether it's digital or personal or mental or physical, remember that because hindi ka nag-iisa. Meron kang pwedeng balingan. And hindi lang naman din, it's very cliche kasi to say, and we know that, no, the Lord is always there, but hindi ka nag-iisa. Behind all of those faces that are just squares on Zoom, behind all of those people that you can't even see or touch, is a friend, is a colleague, is a partner, is somebody there for you who's experiencing it with you and who will help you go through it together.
Mhm.
And even this conversation that we're having, Sir Les and Sir Justin, hindi tayo magkasama pero nararamdaman ko that we're present in the moment and we're experiencing this together, and we're appreciative that even if we're not together, we can still do this, no? So remember this moment. It's not only historical but also something to remind us that we have friends there, and of course, definitely the Lord is there for us always.
Well, yun nga, parang even though it's a cliche, parang sabi nga, di ba nila, live every day as if it is your last. Diba? So parang savor each moment with especially with people that you love, diba? People that you would grow and live for. Yan, sabi nga nila. So, yan ang natin. Yan sana ang paka-anuhan natin, yung pakatandaan natin at pagkaabalahan natin. Yun. And of course, do not forget to love. Ayan, syempre. And very important yan. Wow, ang dami ko sinabing dami ko sinabi.
Hindi, totoo naman yun, Justin. No? Yun yung parang in this very trying times, parang yun yung isa sa mga napakahalagang panghahawakan natin.
Tama.
Dahil ang hirap ng ng ating panahon ngayon. Okay.
Ayun.
Yan.
Ako, I have a question. I have a question din for Marvin. Pero ito lang, syempre you as a teacher kanina But now bilang yun nga, you are of course that your other personality kumbaga, yung pagiging songwriter mo. But can you advise naman our young composers, young songwriters and artists who are just starting up with their careers? Anything you'd like to share for them or with them?
Ako po, for me, just keep on listening. Keep on listening to any type of music you want. Whatever music you love, keep on listening to that. Because, as I said a while ago, whatever you listen to will influence the way you write. The writing will come later on. No? You can train yourself with that. You can watch YouTube videos on that. You can read up on that. You can even experiment with that yourself. But it helps if you listen to other people's work. Not copy them, mind you, but to get inspiration from them. No? Because it's what makes the songs we love, whether it's K-pop, OPM, heavy metal, reflective, no? Those are what make our hearts jump. Those are what make our spirits soar. And if your spirit soars with that kind of music, maybe in the future when you start experimenting with writing on your own, paano na lang kaya kung ikaw na yung magsulat and you let your own spirit speak. You let your own spirit soar. So listen to many different people. The best way to learn something is to look at the people doing it, so that you can pick their brain, but as well as you can get inspired by that also.
Ayan, wow. Grabe. Ayan, maraming salamat Marvin for gracing us tonight for this very special episode of JMM Radio. Ayan. And of course, yun nga, sa lahat po ng na-inspire ngayong gabi, please do continue to to share, to be an inspiration to others through your talents. At sana may napulot tayo, of course, sa ating kasama at kapatid na si Marvin. Ayan. Okay, ayan. So anything we'd like to add tonight or add up to our show tonight, Les? May announcements pa tayo?
Meron na yung mga announcement, Just. We are, yung mga ibang playlists that we have that are very relevant, yung Lent playlists that we're talking about. If you don't have one, we will post the playlist in our comment section. And then, if you haven't listened to our newest single, Against the Wind, by our dear friend here, Mr. Marvin Ong, and we'll also paste the link on the comment section. And then please don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and our newest, we are already on TikTok. And we have and we have 3,000 followers on
Yay!
TikTok. And we're growing. So head over to TikTok if you are on that platform. We are there. Our music is there. Yung Against the Wind ni Marvin Ong is also there on TikTok.
And we challenge you. No, we are challenging you to create inspiring content using our music,
a cover,
or anything. It could be something that's also funny, but at least inspiring at the same time. Bahala po kayo. Be creative. We're actually looking forward to seeing your creations.
Yes, ayan. And then, of course, Just we would like to thank Marvin Ong for sharing his music with us. Sa Jesuit Music Ministry, we are very much honored to release your music, and we hope that our friends who listen and who will listen to that music
will Marvin, do you have any final words for our listeners tonight? Anything you'd like to inspire them, ika nga?
Really, the only thing I want to leave with everyone is this time of struggle, this time of trial is eventually going to end. Merong katapusan yung lahat ng ating paghihirap. Kailangan lang natin kumapit at sino pa ba kakapitan natin kundi ang palaging nandun para sa atin. At yun ay ang Panginoon. At sana sa awitin ko at sa marami pang ibang awitin, especially ngayong Kwaresma, kayo ay maihatid sa isang disposisyon ng pagninilay at pasasalamat. No? Na lahat tayo, at least yung mga nakikinig, lahat ng mga nandito ay safe and healthy. Matatapos din. At sa kapit lang tayo sa Panginoong may kapal. Lastly, siguro I want to thank all of my friends and followers, no, who have watched this broadcast. Ivy, Ina, and her kids, si Desi, si Ramon, saka si Lia, si Patrick, and sino ba? Si Monette, and si Andy, of course. And so, ayun. So, thank you so much. Thank you, JMM. Thank you, Sir Les. Thank you, Sir Just, for guesting me here and for featuring my song.
Yes, you're welcome. And we look forward to listening to more works from you in the future. Ayan.
Yes.
Ayan. Okay. So, ubos na naman po ang isang oras natin at medyo nakakabitin as always. But of course, do join us again for another edition of JMM Radio next Wednesday, of course, at 7 o'clock p.m., right before the University Way of the Cross. Ayan. So muli, samahan niyo po kami for, of course, our usual or your usual program that uplifts the soul. Ayan. So, of course, muli, ako po si Justin Pontino ng Radyo Katipunan.
Bago po ako magpaalam, I almost forgot. Himig Jesuita will have a Holy Week concert on March 28 entitled Loving and Forgiving. We're airing it on our social media platforms. That's Palm Sunday, 8 p.m. And we'd like to thank our producers, Judith, Chris, and Adam, at ang aking katuwang sa Jesuit Music Ministry, si Kuya Manoy. At iiwan namin kayo sa isa pang awit ni Marvin Ong, ang isa sa mga kasama sa chosen album, ang Hard to Get, which is performed by Mr. Martin Rivera with the ABS-CBN Philharmonic Orchestra. And of course, ito ay music ni Marvin Ong and words by Father Johnny Go, SJ.
Ayan. And yes, at muli ako po si Justin Pantino ng Radyo Katipunan.
Ako po si Lester Mendiola ng Jesuit Music Ministry. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Ayan. Good evening.
Jesuit Music Ministry, your daily dose of inspiration. Follow JustCom PH on Spotify and JustCom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer. Get your daily dose of inspiration through our music. Follow JustCom PH on Spotify and JustCom Music on YouTube.
You see, it's not going great. It's not that easy to work things out when so much is left unsaid. We keep playing these guessing games, deciphering your mysterious claims. Why don't you just break it down? Let's begin with what's your name. Let's not play this hide and seek. Let's just dance cheek to cheek. It's time we drop this chain. Emerge from your hiding place. Won't it be so cool to finally see your face? People pray hard to get you, but we can't make heads or tails of you. If we ask you to give us spoilers, you just give us another clue. Oh, please don't play this hide and seek. Why don't we dance cheek to cheek? It's time we drop this chains, emerge from your hiding place. Won't it be so cool to finally see your face? Don't you see, it's not easy. It's a daily uphill climb. You can see eternity, but we're stuck in space and time. Oh, please don't play this hide and seek. Why don't we dance cheek to cheek? It's time to drop this chains, emerge from your hiding place. Won't it be so so cool to finally see you? Won't it be so cool to finally see you? Won't it be so cool to finally see your face? Let's not play this hide and seek. Let's
Rejoice, refresh, renew, and reflect. Join us for an hour of music that uplifts the soul. Listen to your favorite Jesuit Music Ministry artists. This is JMM Radio. JMM Radio. Get your day's dose of inspirational music. Tune in to JMM Radio every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.